Students, in this video I'm going to discuss the question answers of the chapter 5, that is input in Java. So I need to understand you first different facilities of input in Java. So you can have a package java.util and its class scanner can be used for the input in Java. And then we have got another package java.io which has got two classes. One is input stream reader and the other is buffered reader. So both these ways can be used for inputting the data. And third one is to input the data as the method argument or as the argument through a in a function. All right. So always remember that. And in the cases of input stream reader, buffered reader, and the scanner, we need to create a scanner is here, right? A scanner, it is a class, and similarly is input stream reader and buffer reader are also class. So what do we need to do with them? We need to create the objects of these classes. All right, so how do we create the object? Suppose I have to create the object of a class car, so I will write car and ob is the name of the object equal to new to allocate memory, and then we have got, again we have to write car parenthesis semicolon. So why? Because I am repeating the car, because this car with parenthesis will be the constructor that you already know. So syntax of the object creation is class name object name equal to new constructor parenthesis semicolon. If any argument is required for the constructor, that will always be there. That entirely depends upon the constructor definition. So let's begin the chapter. The question answers here of this chapter. Now question number 1 says a package needed to import scanner class. Answer is very easy, that is java.util. Util package is available in the Java package. Alright, so that's why we need to write java.util. Okay, import is a keyword to import the package. Okay, now question number 2, a method that accepts a character through scanner object. And always remember scanners S is capital. Okay, and in the java.util all the letters were small. So Java is case sensitive, so please always take care of this thing. Okay, be careful while writing all these things. Now answer for this, a method that accepts a character through scanner object, that is char at. Okay, so just see A is capital of char at and no space in between. Okay, please, and not even underscore. Next question number 3, a package needed to import stream reader class. Package for that is very easy answer, that is IO package. All right, and it belongs to the Java package. And IO contains what? Input stream reader and the buffer reader. Very important classes for the input here. Okay, now question number 4, a method to accept an exponential value through scanner object. All right, answer is next double. So next is common to all the inputs except the character, and all you need to do is just change the data type. Suppose I want to enter the integers data, so I will write next int, but I will be capital as doubles d is capital. For the float, I will write next float, f will be capital. But there is nothing called next string. All right, because for that next function is there and next line function is there. So next string input and the character input are the exceptions of this process, which I have just told you, that you can always have the data types name with the capital letter, first letter capital. Okay, so for other data types it's fine, but not for character input and the string input. Always remember that. So answer is in one line, just one name of the function you have to specify, next double parenthesis, and that's it. Now question number 5, a method that accepts an integer token through scanner object. So here there is next int. You can see here I is capital. For integers input we have next int. Now write down the syntax with reference to Java programming. Now syntax we have to write, you learn a lot through this. To accept an integral value p through stream class. So here students, input stream reader ISR. I have taken the name of the object ISR. It's more sensible because I picked up I of input, S of stream, and R for of reader. So make it a practice. ISR is not a keyword. You can always change it. But I have given you a very simple and sensible way. If you want, you can follow that. Equal to new. New is a keyword for object creation. It's required there. And then input stream reader. You can see the input stream reader here also, here also. So it's a constructor. I've already told you just now. So system.in is the argument. All right. Then we have got buffered reader, that is buffered reader BR equal to new buffered reader, and we pass the ISR, which is the object of input stream reader, as the argument here in the constructor of the buffered reader class. Alright, and then we write semicolon. So it's quite easy. What do? We create one object, we created this object is passed as the argument of the second object's constructor. That becomes the argument. Alright, here I have taken the name BR. BR is the buffered reader's object. So B of buffered and R of reader. Always remember, students, it is buffered. ED is very much there. Students generally say buffer reader. So while writing also they miss ED. So never miss that. So two words are there in one word, buffered reader. So that is buffered B capital and readers R capital. Similarly, three words in one, that is input stream reader. So inputs I is capital, streams S is capital, and readers R is capital. So always take care of the case sensitivity in Java. Okay. Now the real things come, that is the inputting the data. So the data which you input, that is always come in the form of a string. So we need to convert that into the appropriate type, because here we have to store the integer. So I need to convert that into integer. So br.readline is the input statement, and that data which is coming into the string form, that will be converted into the integer format. Alright, so integer I is capital. Integer is a wrapper class. That's a different topic we'll discuss later. So integer dot parse int. Parse int is the function, and parse int is I is capital. So integers I is capital and parse int is I is capital. Alright. And then inside the parenthesis, what is there? br.readline. So this is the input statement. Okay. It's quite easy, students. Always remember, import the java.io package, then create the objects of input stream reader and the buffer reader, pass input stream reader object, that is ISR right now, into the constructor of buffer reader, and that buffer reader object's name will be used for inputting the data. So br and readline is the function that will be written here. Readlines L is capital, and now the data has to be converted into the appropriate type. So if the data is of double type, then I have to write double, say D equals to, here I will write double dot parse double. It's very easy to remember that. Okay. Similarly, float dot parse float, but doubles D will be capital and floats F will be capital. Okay, because that is a class, and Java is having a simple convention. Generally, it's not the rule that all the time, but maximum time you will see that the Java class names begin with the capital letter, which are the predefined classes given by Java. Okay, but not every time, but many time you will see that. Okay, in the GUI they have changed this thing. Okay, forget about it just now. Now we move to the next question. To accept a fractional value, float M through scanner class. So students, here scanner's object, scanner sc equal to new scanner in the bracket system.in, float M equal to sc dot next float. Right, so you can see next int, next double, next float, like that. So always remember, created the object. So I have again taken a sensible object name, that is sc's scanner's sc I have taken and written it here in small letters. So that has become the object. So you can always remember that easily, and chances of errors are also less when you use this. Okay, system.in is basically the argument required, and if you remember that in the input stream reader also we needed system.in into the as the argument of the constructor input stream reader. Okay, after that, students, input for the float is this. Now after that, to accept a character D through stream class, very important, students. First we create the object here of the input stream reader class, as I have told you. Input stream reader ISR equal to new input stream reader in the parenthesis system.in. After that, we create the object of buffered reader class name, BR is the object equal to new buffered reader ISR is the argument of buffer reader, and what is that right now? Object of input stream reader. And then I have to input the characters. So this time we will not write read line, I have to just write